Welcome to Talk with Tara, the podcast where we dive into the bold, the funny, and the fascinating. I'm Tara, your host, bringing you unfiltered conversations on life, love, and everything in between. Hit that follow button so you're always in the loop. And now, let's get started. Welcome back to Talk with Tara. Today I have Rose Lambert with Rose's Circle. She is a Palm Beach-based matchmaker, entrepreneur, and relationship coach who helps successful professionals find meaningful relationships and true love. Her story is remarkable. She immigrated to the U.S. from Turkey, and she started her business at 19, built multiple successful companies, and now she uses her skills, entrepreneurial mindset, to help people find something many consider even more important than success, and that is genuine connection. And today we're discussing modern dating, old school matchmaking, dating after divorce, feminine and masculine energy. I love this topic. Relationship trauma and why so many accomplished people struggle to find lasting love. Rose is going to uncover some ideas and concepts that are going to be some great takeaways for you. And so you're going to get to know her. But before we start, I want to know, Rose is from Turkey, and I love your country, by the way, Rose. So welcome to Talk with Tara.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. So you're from Turkey, one of the most beautiful countries I visited. I love Turkey, and I love the food. And your grandmother was a shaman, and so you have a spiritual side to the way you coach women. And if you could tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, I am from Turkey. And one thing I learned was because in our village, it was like hours away the doctor or anything. It's like anything happened, we healed naturally. And my grandmother was the healer and teach me one thing. It's like whatever we want, when you dream it and you just work towards it. So years later, when I came to United States, that book, Secret, was a hot thing. And I read, I said, is this was secret? I thought everybody knew. Because when you're doing it for your, all your life, you got to dream before to receive it.
Yeah.
So I came to New York. I didn't speak English. I was only 19 years old. I couldn't go for a corporate job. I had to become an entrepreneur. But I was passionate, and I didn't give myself I cannot fault because I didn't have a rich parents, so could help me out. So I work hard, and then I receive everything I want, everything I could dream of. When you take action, because sometimes people manifesting, but they're just not doing anything. You need to look for the signs and try it, push it, and make it happen. It's like when sometimes I do see people making those manifesting boards,
Yes.
but they don't even go out to date.
Yeah.
Board.
So what you're saying is, like, first you have to dream it, believe it, and then go after it. You can't just sit there and hope it's going to come to you. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, we have to do the whole thing. I say you dream it starts with every great invention starts with the dream.
Right.
And then you start looking to make that dream possible.
Yeah.
And most people missing the point. Oh, I'm just going to create a miracle. Every founder, like for example, every inventor, whatever they did, it started with the dream.
Yes.
But you need to take action. You need to try everything. I tell the singles right now, I say, not just dating app, not just matchmaking, let's do it all.
Yeah.
Like spiritually, dating apps, using old-fashioned introduction, organic ways. We need to do it all. We need to show universe we want this. We're not going to give up.
Yes, we're not going to give up. So what about flirting? Do you coach women to flirt? Because I think flirting has become a lost art.
Absolutely. Chivalry and flirting. And that comes with the feminine energy. What happened was for a woman to be ordered to be successful in business, we get into our masculine energy. That masculine energy made us so powerful, strong, and independent. But it's very hard when we want a masculine man. And
Right.
most women want masculine men,
Yes.
but the beta men will love it. So because opposites attracts. So that's the problem.
So how do
we
you
need to-
coach women to be more feminine? Give us some tips
Oh,
on being more feminine.
like you said, flirt. I tell women the biggest flirt and sexy and feminine, but do not like just kind of men will be aroused and interested, and then mysterious pull yourself back and don't fall for all those love bombing and everything. The more men works for you to get you, and you're going to be more valuable, and he's going to build memories. Most of the time women are, because the very successful man has a lot of options today. When they pushing towards a like I intimacy, woman saying, if I don't do it, he's gonna leave me. I said, honey, he's gonna leave you anyway.
Right.
Because this way he feels like he's a hunter.
Right.
He hunted. But if he didn't conquer, if he couldn't hunt, if he didn't get his way, he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Because he's not done. He
Yes.
chased you, he invested in you. Make him more invested. And if he's not coming back, you didn't lose anything. At least I will feel worse if I just give in and then he just lost interest. That isn't that worse
It
than
is.
right. So
Yes.
that's my logic, and that's what I tell my clients. And also learning a little bit about spirituality too. Back in days, it was a woo-woo, but I think it's in Iran, Turkey. It's very common to spirituality, and but in United States, I guess people were too busy, because it's a lot more work because on those countries we have a lot more stay-home women.
Yeah.
In United States, we have a lot more women in the workforce. So I think also it's like opportunity to entertainment, social media, and everything. So if we grow in our spirituality too, knowing the truth, the spiritual truth, that, and then understanding the men also, like the knowing what men needs. Most of the women now doing this in emotional intelligence. Okay, that's great. I am very happy, but they need to learn what men needs too.
Okay, what do you think men need? Tell us. Tell us all, because you deal with, you hear from the other side all the time. So you hear from your male clients what they're looking for. What do they say? What do they need? What do they like?
Men are so much more simple than what the women want, and that's why I like to teach women, because I mean, women are like, kind of quantum computer, and
Yeah.
then the men are so much more similar. What man wants, the woman take care of herself and he's attracted to. So if he's interested dating, he's attracted to. That's easy. He wants to be respected,
Hmm.
and he wants to be appreciated.
Okay.
And a woman who is serious and then interested in his future goals and having the common goals, it helps, and keeping the relationship exciting. Most of the women nowadays want the men to make all the arrangements and this and that, but some of the men are, there's even my son-in-law. He's a great Jewish husband. He's terrified from my daughter. Like, oh, if I make a wrong choice, if she doesn't like the restaurant, if she doesn't like what I chose, I said it's okay. When the man is a good man, just give them a little break and help them out a little bit. So
Okay. And that's
we
not
must have.
masculine? That you don't find that masculine? Maybe a woman would think that's masculine energy. Like if she's like, oh, I want to go to this sushi place. He picks a Greek place and she goes, I want to go to sushi. Maybe isn't that masculine? Or what do you recommend? Like you're saying, make some of the plans. What would your recommendation be to keep it feminine?
I think it's like the woman, like knowing your partner, because
Yeah.
everybody is different. For example, with my son-in-law, he's a great guy, but he's very respectful and he is a provider. He is an old-fashioned masculine guy, but he doesn't like to making plans for where to go because he wants my daughter to pick, and so she will be happy.
Okay.
But so,
Yeah.
so you gotta know who you're dating and what's his background, what he thinks about those ideas. But you gotta focus on what's the most important thing for you. And, like for example, it's like if you have to have a partner at a certain income level, because a lot of couples break up because of the finances,
Yep.
and then you cannot also fake intimate, like you cannot be that
Chemistry.
attraction, chemistry. If you have the chemistry, if your like main important things are there, you could kind of negotiate and work talk about those. A man likes to talk about like how a business deal.
Right.
What's wrong with it? Like instead of playing games, making hints, I will just come out and say it. These are the things I like about you,
Mm-hmm.
and these are my expectations. What you think?
Okay. Okay. So they like to be respected. Let's talk about the superficial things. Are men really your experience? So what about women who may not be a beauty queen? Like, do you have to be a beauty queen to attract the right guy? Tell us about
No,
that. Okay.
definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not. It's like the softness, smile. I do see, especially with my clients, everybody thinks, oh, they're very wealthy. They must be looking for these beauty queen. No, when they find the right woman, like just average looking woman,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like average beauty. It doesn't have to be beauty queen, fashion model.
Right.
And then also, a lot of people think, oh, they're looking for much younger. None
Yeah.
of my clients wants to date anybody younger, like same age with their daughter.
Right.
Yes, 10, 20 years difference is common now
Yes.
with the successful men, but but every location is different. I cannot say same thing for a Miami. In Miami, it's like I do see 70-year-old dating 25-year-old.
Right.
Those are not my clients, but anything is possible out there. Because today, what happened with the society, money becomes so important, and these girls wouldn't never date that man if he didn't have the money. But the old man cannot get that girl if he wasn't throwing money at her. Do you
Right.
know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So that's the trade. But I tell the girls, I say, build your empire with just somebody who is younger, and do not waste your time, because that man knows you are attracted to money. The credit card is giving you,
Yes.
and he's using you for your youth, your most valuable years. But when you date somebody close to your age, more age appropriate, building family together, you will be more respected, appreciated, protected, and then plus you building your own life. And what's
Yeah.
going to happen? That man, when the 70-year-old, 80-year-old man kicks the bucket later on, and you're still in your, 40s, and you're still young.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Um, Give us some tips that you tell your women clients before they go on a date. What should they wear? What should the conversation be like? What shouldn't they do?
I say, like, it's important where you go and dressing appropriately. Sometimes I do see women like age appropriate,
Okay.
tasteful.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the women are trying so hard and wearing things, their teenage daughter should be wearing, and that's gets attention, but that's a wrong attention.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I say, forget about it. This is your date. Go out like you dating a new friend,
Okay.
and don't just try to find for flaws, because if you look, you're gonna find it.
Right.
And just saying, I'm gonna have a good time. I'm meeting this new person, and let's say it might be a good friend.
Right.
If things hits off, you have a good friend. If it's not, you could have a good boyfriend. If it's not, you could really end up with somebody good friend. I made a lot of good friends like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people putting too much thoughts into it, analyzing, worrying about it, talking, asking their girlfriends. I say, just go have fun,
Okay.
and don't bring the exes, don't bring the drama. Just pleasant time and trying to get to know one another.
Okay. That's good
More,
advice.
yeah, more than the titles.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's like what you do, what you drive, and those are not. It's just trying to get to know this person for who really he is.
Well, how much money? So women are looking for men who are well established. How much money? So let's say you have an older client, not older like 70, but maybe like a 45-year-old woman, and she's done well, and she's an executive, and has a lot of money. Let's say she's made a lot of money in the stock market, and she has a nice house, and then she meets a guy who may be a professor or a teacher, and he's a good guy, but he doesn't have all the fancy things. Um, what do you recommend for women like that? Because I know that women are like, well, I want someone who makes more money than I do. I want to go to these fancy trips. I want to fly business class. This guy's a teacher. He makes, $100,000 a year. He went to, Harvard for her, whatever, for, you know, let's say
Hmm.
he's a professor and he went to Harvard for, undergrad, but he's now a professor of literature um, somewhere, How do you reconcile that?
I say right now we have access to ChatGPT, great information, anything, everything we want to find out. And when you crack into numbers, when you look at it, not that many, so many men out there. And that man, the wealthy man could date women from all income levels.
Right.
So there is a plenty of women for that man, and you competing with so many women out there.
Yes.
And he would not care about your success. They actually prefer women more humble so they could be in the provider role and it will be easier to make her happy
Yeah.
because if the woman has everything you cannot surprise her. She's not, they feel like she's not going to appreciate what I give her. But the woman who never been uh, uh, fly first class or private or never been into some of these exotic places, and she's going to be more grateful. So those women has actually lot more chance of being with that man. So knowing you're against what you're going through, there's a prenup that you could protect your assets and you could find a great guy, could be a great partner, and give it a chance because loneliness epidemic, there's a plenty of great men out there,
Yeah.
plenty of them, but women are insisting going to chasing that 0.1% man,
Yeah.
and there's not so many of them out there.
Right. And it seems like there's a lot more great women than there are men.
Even
Single
the man
women.
says like the women are did better in school. They are making more money because if the man doesn't have woman when they're younger, they're not that ambitious.
Yeah.
Because if they have a woman to provide for, they are doing better. But
Oh,
otherwise, yeah,
they don't have
if that
motivation.
they are a lot more motivated because she wants a bigger house, better car, and better vacation, and he has a reason to go provide. But if he didn't have those, he is not that ambitious. That's why we have a lot more successful women. It's not equaling out, and plus, it's not evening out. Plus, the successful man giving chance the woman doesn't have anything, and
Yeah.
the successful women are discriminating the man who doesn't make the equal amount of money. That's
Yeah.
the
Oh,
problem.
that's the problem. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
But you could protect yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I plus sometime also the spiritual side, because I believe like we come this earth to find love. That's a real challenge.
Hmm.
We are soul beings experiencing this life, and our Creator's love uh, created us to come here to find love, not to build castles. We cannot impress our creator with the look how much money I have. Anything you can take back with you, you don't need it. But the love, that the memories you build, connections you made, soul connections, those are actually the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, build connections, give some, like Jeff Bezos' wife, the
Yep.
ex-wife, married a school teacher.
Yes. Yes. Yes, she did. Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
true.
there's a protection out there. You could make agreements and you don't have to get married. You could protect yourself. There is a law. Nobody's going to take away your money if you don't offer them.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just that. I think it's like the idea of, oh, I don't want to be paying, I want to go to Capri for the summer and he can only afford Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. And then you're like, I can't do I don't want to take this guy on a trip, so I won't go on a trip, you know?
I married my second marriage. I had access to all kinds of men and I dated billionaires. But in my second marriage, this was 2008, I came back and married my chiropractor. He couldn't afford some of the things, and but he's a masculine man. He wasn't. He's a educated, great guy. So I used to do make the plans, pay for the vacation, and I was like saying, okay, I'm paying for the vacation, you pay for the drinks, and
Okay.
this should the creator give us the opportunity to make the money.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I mean, so we could make money like men, and so we could spend like a man too. Why not?
I
Why we
like
still?
that. I like that because you take a traditional approach, but you also have this modern flair. I love that.
I mean, when we saying it's like, when it comes to making money, we're proud to be like a man. But when it comes to who's paying, we want the traditional role. But some of the men are saying there is no traditional woman here. Why would I do that?
Right.
Because, traditional woman taking care of, staying home, taking care of, looking after kids. We don't have, we have a working girl right now. And I think they're kind of right what they're asking too. Don't you think
Yeah,
so?
yeah, yeah. I like that point you're making. That's a really good point. I had a friend recently and she listens to my podcast. You know who you are. Um, she's dating a guy who's slightly younger and she is incredibly successful. And she's in a feminine job. You know, how she makes her money is kind of it's in the beauty industry, but she makes a lot of money. And this guy, he doesn't make as much money. He has like a, regular job. And she was having problems. Like, what do I do? What if people say things about me? And I said, who cares what people say? If you're having fun and you love being with this person, like, who cares what people think, and you have the ability to do fun things, just do it. She was in a marriage for a long time and it was kind of a roommate situation. And now she's got this like passionate relationship with this younger guy. And I mean, life is short. I totally agree with you. You should enjoy it. I have a problem with tradition because I'm very old fashioned. Like I really like the guy to, pay for the dinner and plan the vacations. And I have to get over, that's one of my issues. So, and I know that some women have the same, it's hard to get over that.
Money, we always could make it, and I'm making great memories. And instead of dealing somebody extremely busy, doesn't have time for me, and because really rich people, like this type of man I am working with, they could have a yacht and they could have a private plane, and the girls get so excited. They think they're gonna be, being on those and having a great time. But these men doesn't have time. Their everything is planned from months before, and last minute could be canceled too. And sometimes I do see it's like they regret after they making that decision. But if they, later on, it's like they get used to society, everything they have, it's harder to walk out because the money, even though they had the prenup and everything, it's not going to provide that luxury.
Right.
And sometimes I do see not everybody, but sometimes they say, I wish I didn't pick this because after you get in, it's getting out is so much harder. But life is too short. We come here to make memories, and I mean, universe, God give us the money, spend it. Money
Yeah.
is there to spend. And what other great way to spend, like spending with somebody you love and taking care of you and do things for you, look after for you. And doesn't matter who has money today, doesn't matter anymore because we could make more than men can.
Right. That's true. What do you think about, so when people come to you, have they exhausted online dating?
Yes.
Yeah. They come to you and they say,
Yes.
it's just not working for me. So tell us the process when you work for a matchmaker. How does it work?
Uh, the what I do is like when person comes to if I hires as a matchmaker because I give offer different services to I do dating coaching, teach them how to become their own matchmaker too. But if
Okay.
you hire a matchmaker, that's like the only thing you have to do is just appear to the date, and we do all the work, and we find a guy, the perfect match, and you approve and you agree, and we set you up to date, and you never get a coffee date. It's like all nice and everything is first class. But that's because it's a luxury high-end matchmaking, it's pretty pricey.
Right.
It requires a big investment because even as a matchmaker, we put a lot of time into it. It's like the last female client I took, I spent like interviewing the men like a 600 hours.
Wow.
600 hours because I
Wow.
had to interview so many different successful men, making sure this was a good match for my client. And then she ended up being with the one, the first introduction.
Wow. She did? She ended up liking your first introduction?
Yeah. But
Wow.
sometimes what they think, it's like, if I continue dating, maybe I could find somebody better. But the first one was the best one already. But it's very time consuming process. And then I do teach people how to, because online works. So many women coming to me, they saying, please introduce me somebody. I say, I'm going to give you 3 months. If you're not finding somebody in 3 months, I'll give you a match. And they all do find it. Nobody come back without finding. Because when you know how to look, the online still works. It's still 45% of people find their match. It's still the highest rate of finding a match. It's
Okay, so
online.
how do you coach them? So how does that work? They hire you. They say, "Oh, I've been doing this on my own, and I just want to quit. I just hate this." And they come to you, Rose, help me. What do you do?
I take them as a coach, teaching them the matchmaking because this way I could take more women. And we go through what is important and how to prepare their online
Uh huh.
profiles. And the photos are really, really important
Mm-hmm.
uh, because we're all visuals. It's not
Yes.
just for men, it's like, for women too. And writing the bio. And then
Yes.
also, I offer them to meet my other matchmaker friends. I connect with the hundreds of matchmakers networking. So if they looking for somebody like her, and I become a bridge because if taking it working privately, I could only take a limited amount of people. I'm just,
One
one
person.
person. But I just want to be networking and introducing to other matchmakers. So I just teach them everything I know. And it's spiritually too. It's like meditating, how to meditate correctly to attract this person and raise your vibration.
Yes.
Because people don't know, but some people now know. It's like we are actually, vibration. We're not solid beings. Even the science start talking this. And so when we know how to manifest correctly, you could pull that person to yourself. Otherwise, even the matchmaker introduce you, the man would not ask you out second time because your energies would not align. So people learning how to correctly meditating and then manifesting and then learning how to do their dating app practices. People could find it, women could find it. There's a lot of great men out
Do
there.
you help them with the swiping? Do you like get on a call with them and then look through their thing and say, nope, you shouldn't reject this guy. I'll tell you why, because maybe he's a good guy. Why, you should swipe right on this guy. Do you do that as
Yes.
well? Yeah.
Definitely. And I even got kicked out of from a couple of dating apps because I was trying to show how to put their photos and stuff. I think it just alarmed them saying like maybe I was a fake person.
Right.
So we opened up an account for them and they gave me a passwords and I look into it. And also we have, it's not my company, but there's other company. They do the online service. They are matchmakers and dating and relationship coaches, and they have we have a company we offer to our other clients who's busy, they don't have time. You could hire people to do the online dating for you.
Yes, I know somebody who does that. She has
Mhm.
somebody who does that. I just feel like that vibration, if somebody else is answering your emails, the messages, like that vibration is not your vibration. So when they meet you, like this woman hasn't been successful. When they meet you, then the vibration, it's just the chemistry won't be there. I mean, chemistry is so important. Can you tell me more about chemistry? What is it? I mean, you have so much experience with people who have chemistry and don't have chemistry. I have another question to that. Is too much chemistry a red flag?
Uh, no. we cannot have too much of a good thing, just we should enjoy it. That could be the good problem to have. What you think, it's like, I think it's like today, people are having such a hard time to find love. And if you have too much of chemistry, that's a good problem to have. It's like,
Oh,
like,
that's good.
it's like you cannot have too much of chocolate, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
Or ice cream. I can't.
but it comes with a consequence.
But that's why we are on earth to live, experience, and love hurts. It's, like the best love stories always have some sad ending or something because they were just major, unforgettable.
Yes.
If you look back in the history, all those big love stories, I love, like I grew up with these old classic love movies. So I
Yeah.
love, you know, I mean, people, they protecting themselves so much. They don't want to get hurt, but you're missing out on the, great experiences. We are on earth to learn lessons and find love and have excitement. Don't be afraid
Right.
from love. Don't be afraid from chemistry.
But what is chemistry, in your opinion? What have
It's
you
like
learned
a
about it?
pair bonding when we have like that oxytocin. And
Hmm.
then when like when woman just bonds and feels secure, happy, and it's real chemistry, it's like, and it just the levels are goes up. And now they start selling oxytocin uh, sprays and lozenges
Oh my gosh, really?
because yeah,
Wow.
but the natural oxytocin, like when you're producing with your pair bonding, that's an amazing feeling. And
Yeah.
most people today, loneliness epidemic, and they're having that naturally.
What about you meet a great guy, he's so nice. He's, you know, successful. He's well dressed and he's so nice and you feel no chemistry. I've had friends say, I went out with this guy who was so great, but I had no chemistry. And I always say, just try more because maybe it'll build. Some women are not attracted to nice people. What do you think about that?
I ask people to give three three dates because sometimes people nervous and maybe that day they're not in a good mood, especially with girls. Like maybe we are PMSing, we don't like anybody that day, and I
Right.
try it again some different time. Give me three time, and then if you still say no, because sometimes I get this feeling, this people perfect match, but she says nope. I don't have the chemistry.
Right.
But if I believe they're going to be a great match, I say, please give me a three try. And then I got so many people married like that.
That they
What's
keep
your
trying, that they go, that they try again.
Uh, but I gave them three tries, but
Mhm.
some of them like they don't want it. But now they married, and I'm glad they tried because that day something could go wrong. Maybe he wasn't in the right mood, come across little arrogant. Maybe he
Right.
was like maybe she wasn't in her best mood, something happened. We could get affected by our environment, and maybe you know what I mean. That's why
Yeah.
different time. If somebody's suggesting, if somebody looks good, potential, give three dates, and if it
That's a
doesn't work out, let it go. Because
okay.
if you
Three
don't
dates.
have a chemistry with somebody, it's because you have to love somebody because it's a relationship. It's hard. You're gonna have disagreements, and you have that person. You have to fall in love. You have to be, charmed by, so you could forgive and you could work through your problems. But if you end up with somebody you have no connection, no chemistry, that will be hard living.
Yeah, yeah. What about I hear men have chemistry, they know right away. I hear men are like, I know the first date if I want to kiss this woman or sleep with this woman, have that desire. But for women, it can build over time. You can become friends with a guy and he can slowly woo you if he really wants to. Do you agree with that?
Some, especially older men, and they when they see a woman from distance, they say, "I want to marry her," and then they
Right,
make that their goal because a woman need more like security, comfort, and trust. But the men, when they see the type of woman and they feel it, and yes, they could just tell immediately. Some of them, not all of them. We have really confused men also. After
We do.
6 months and a year later, so like those types, like I'm not sure, I'm not ready.
Yeah. Yeah. When a man, and my mom says, when a man's into you, you know.
Oh yeah,
When he's not, you know as well.
yeah.
It's like that movie, he's not that into you. It's true. If he's not doing the things, following up, and there's no excuse. I mean, the dog did not eat your phone number. He did not lose his phone in the ocean. He's just not interested in you.
I had cases and like woman being engaged 5 years, 6 years, helping this man raise his kids, and he's leaving her 3 months later, marrying somebody, and this woman spending 5, 6 years. And if men taking time, like they know,
I know.
how comes like he wasn't sure, took 5, 6 years of that woman, and then in 3 months married somebody else.
Exactly. Well, Rose, this has been so amazing. Any last words of wisdom for the women or men listening to this podcast?
Life is too short and love is beautiful. And today, I have one problem I see: the successful ladies. They have everything, but they are so stubborn. They want to have the high earner. Men has to have equal or above. Ladies, not that so many guys out there. You have money, you don't need money, but you need love. Give a chance to a nice guy. He might not have the money, but you do. So we earn like a man, and we could spend like a man too. And maybe it's nothing wrong with being the breadwinner of the house. I was a breadwinner of the house my 24-year, my first marriage, and it's okay because life too short, and loneliness really in the long term hurting people, like causing a lot of extra, like illnesses, depression, dementia, Alzheimer's. People in couple relationship ending up better financially, emotionally, health-wise. So it's for your own health, and you have the money, you need love. So give some guys, nice guys, they might be educated, good looking, because today only the rich guys are getting all the girls, and there's so many really nice men out there will appreciate and love you. Just give a chance to some guys. Maybe don't have the money, but they have a lot of love to give.
I love that. That's really, really good advice. Very good advice. I have to follow that advice myself. Rose, if someone wants to get a hold of you, I'm going to put it in the show notes, but can you let them know as well?
Rose Lambert, matchmaker.com, or, when you go on Google, Rose Lambert Matchmaker, you will find me.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on my show. Really enjoyed having you.
Thank you so much, Tara. It
Thank
was
you.
my honor.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for listening to Talk with Tara. If you love today's episode, please follow the show and share it with a friend. Stay tuned. There's so much more to talk about. See you next time. Interview someone, because I have to have chemistry with you, Rose, and I have to have chemistry with friends, and I have to have chemistry with my loved ones. Okay.